Donald Trump is attacking all things black, all things race, all things culture, all things identity, all things progress, progressive, radical, whatever you want to call it. He's after it. But his war on history and his war on black history, his war on DEI, his war on identity politics, cultural politics, all that stuff, his war on it is becoming more and more intense and more dangerous with every single day. And according to reports, April Ryan reported this. Shout out to April Ryan, a wonderful reporter, wonderful sister, former colleague of mine. Donald Trump is now targeting the National Museum of African American History. And he's looking at the slavery section or in his administration, because obviously Donald Trump doesn't go to museums or care about museums, but his administration is targeting the African American Museum, Black Smithsonian, whatever you want to call it, in DC, and targeting their slavery section. It's like, April Ryan's reporting it, so I believe it. Honestly, if it were anybody but April Ryan, I wouldn't believe it, but I know her as a careful, thoughtful, responsible journalist. So let's start there. I also believe it because Donald Trump does wild shit like this, not just because he actually wants to target the museum, but because he wants to make his base excited. He loves when his base gets excited because he says, I'm going to tear down the Black Museum. And he loves that the Black response of outrage and the liberal response of outrage and the left response of outrage, that all of those things just end up being fundraisers for him. He gets it. He gets it. And so he's going to target it. He's going to attack it. We just got to figure out what to do about it. But here's my thing. And exactly, Kismet, the whole first floor, right? Adrian said, you see them rewriting the page on the national parks by the Underground Railroad, right? They're literally going after Harriet Tubman, they're trying to take out the language of slavery. They're trying to take out the language of liberation because they don't want that stuff in there. Democracy Now! Interviewed several of the curators of the museum. It's true. Yeah, no, it's definitely true. Like I say, April Ryan reports it. I believe it. I just mean it's hard to sort of fathom that this is a real thing, except that's what they do. Here's the takeaway for me, and I'll say it and then I'll leave you all alone. First, many of you underestimated how widespread and how vicious Donald Trump's attacks were. First, it was, well, we just don't want the unqualified black and brown people getting jobs. We want to save the jobs of the white people. Then it became, oh, we just don't want to make classrooms political laboratories, and we don't want to make white kids feel unsafe and uncomfortable. We've heard all of the things said that made his attack justifiable. But now they're going after the museum. Now you're going to say we're not allowed to learn about slavery in a museum, in a national museum? This is Smithsonian. So y'all can't say this is some fringe, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the Smithsonian. Y'all still saying no. There is no end to Donald Trump's attack. Let's be clear about that. The next thing is, what does it mean? When we don't have access to museums, when we don't have access to history books, when we don't have access to curriculum, when we don't have access to memories of the past as they actually occurred, we end up losing a whole lot more than an academic debate. We got to fight for this. But I want to say one more thing about this. This is what happens when white people control Black history and Black knowledge. The centerpiece of Black knowledge production and Black historical memory should not be the Smithsonian. I don't care how dope it is. I don't care how dope the work and what Lonnie did, what Lonnie Bush did at the museum was amazing. I love the museum. I think amazing stuff is happening there. I support it. I attended. All that is true. This is not a diss against the museum. But what it means is, as Black folk, we have to own our own institutions. There shouldn't be a white man that could come in and take our slavery exhibit out of a history museum. There shouldn't be a state that can that easily undermine our stuff. Public dollars should not be supporting this. We'll never be able to tell our story if our open enemies, if our oppressors are controlling our institutions. They can't be doing that. We need to build our own. We need to invest in our own. And it's not just about some billionaire coming and building it. It's about us as a people coming together democratically with grassroots money, all that, and investing in our institutions, not just museums, also schools, also books, also curriculum, also art, all of it. So that the evil institution of slavery can never be whitewashed. So that the labor of our ancestors who were enslaved can never be ignored or hidden. We have to be able to tell the story of our people, and it will not happen no matter how nice the liberals are who build the museum. Because liberals come and get elected to get defeated, and institutions get built to get destroyed, and projects get funded to get defunded. So at the end of the day, we can't trust the system. We can't trust these institutions in order to get us free. We got to do for self, as we've been taught for over 100 years by our Black nationalist leaders. Do for self, and also accept your own and be yourself.